This is the Touchstone Smart Electric Fireplace, the Forte 40-inch recessed mounted. My first reaction was that it looks like a clean piece of black glass on the wall, not a gadget. When it's off, it disappears into the room. When it's on, the flame height is what got me. It doesn't feel like a skinny ribbon. It feels tall enough to read as a real firebox, which was the whole reason I chose this shape over the super wide linear style. Key features that stood out to me the first week were the front heat vents, the included log set and crystals, the multiple flame and ember colors, and the smart control. The glass face is glossy and reflective, so I did have to rethink a lamp that was throwing glare. But once I adjusted the angle, the picture looked deep and natural. I tried both media beds. The driftwood-style log set gives a cozy classic vibe. The clear and white crystals look modern and really punch when you set the ember bed to cooler tones. I left the crystals in because they brighten the whole display and make the colors pop. From my experience, installation matters more than you think. The unit is about 5.1 inches deep, which is deeper than a standard 2x4 wall cavity. I wanted that flush look, so I framed a small bump-out column and recessed it there. If you can use 2x6 studs, you'll get a cleaner flush mount without building out. I tested everything on the wall mount bracket first, so I could live with the height and see the flame at eye level from my sofa. After that trial run, I recessed it and hardwired it. I still liked having the plug to test before closing the wall. If you go the hardwire route, let a licensed electrician do it, and think about having a dedicated 15-amp circuit. The fireplace can pull up to 12 amps at 1500 watts. On a shared 15-amp line, my hairdryer popped the breaker once, which was on me, not the unit. After the dedicated line, zero issues. I put it 8 inches below my TV, and that spacing has been totally fine. The heat blows out the front and slightly downward, so it doesn't cook the panel above. The sides and back stay cool to the touch when the heater runs, which made the bump-out build feel safe. I still kept drapes clear of the vents and followed the manual's clearances. Let me talk about the heater honestly. It's rated at up to 5100 BTUs, which is what 1500 watts delivers. That's standard for a 120-volt electric heater. In my room, about 12 by 15 feet, it takes the chill out fast. I feel warm air in seconds, and it nudges the room up a few degrees over time. It won't replace a full HVAC system in a big open living area, and I never expected it to. What I like most is the dual mode. Flames without heat makes sense for summer evenings or when you just want the look. When the heater is on, there's fan noise. In my opinion, it's like a small desktop fan, audible, low, and easy to ignore after a minute. With the flames only, it's almost silent. Smart control has been both a perk and a small puzzle. The app mirrors the remote, but adds thermostat and scheduling. I set it to a specific temperature, and it cycles the heat to hold that, which is great for nights. The catch was Wi-Fi pairing. It only connects on 2.4 GHz. My mesh router blends 2.4 and 5 GHz under one name, so the first pairing failed. The fix that worked for me was to temporarily split the bands in the router app. I also put the fireplace in pairing mode by holding the flame button until the display flashed and then joined it in the app. After that, Alexa control was smooth. I set a routine called Movie Night that dims my lights and turns the fireplace to low brightness with no heat. Voice commands are simple, and I use the app more than the handheld remote now. Speaking of the remote, I ran into the known IR overlap. Changing volume on my Samsung TV would make the fireplace beep or change brightness. A tiny piece of black tape over the IR sensor solved it. I just rely on the phone and voice now. Not elegant, but it works. The flame itself looks convincing because it's tall and the color mixing is flexible. Orange reads warm and natural. Blue looks like a modern gas flame. The mixed setting gives the most depth. Brightness control matters during the day, and I tweak it depending on the light in the room. The LED system is quiet and solid, no mechanical whir. One thing missing is a built-in crackle sound. I added a short fireplace ambience track to a smart speaker, and now I have the sound when I want it. Daily use is simple. There's a timer for automatic shutoff, the thermostat for comfort, and the front vents make placement under a TV straightforward. The glass removes for service and for swapping media, and cleaning fingerprints is quick with a microfiber cloth. The unit arrived with anchors, screws, the bracket, and the media kits, so I didn't have to hunt for extras. The weight is manageable, but I recommend having someone help lift and set it on the bracket during install. It's perfect for bedrooms, home offices, dens, and anywhere you can't run a gas line or venting. The 40-inch width and taller glass opening help it stand on its own on a narrow wall. I originally considered a 60-inch linear style, but spacing between windows made that look forced. The Forte looks intentional, not squeezed. The black steel and glass finish feels premium without being flashy, and the glass edge hides small drywall imperfections around the cutout, which saved me time on finish work. In my opinion, the value is strong because you get the smart features, the 2 media looks in the box, and a realistic flame height that carries the room. The limits are the same as any 120-volt electric fireplace. 1500 watts is the cap, and the fan will be audible when heat is on. The Wi-Fi setup can be annoying if your router defaults to 5 GHz, but it's a one-time thing, and then it behaves like any other smart appliance. From my experience, the best tips are simple. Measure twice before you buy. Decide early if you're going flush or surface mount so you can plan the framing and electrical. Give your TV that 8-inch gap. If your network is mesh, be ready to switch to 2.4 GHz for setup. And if your TV remote triggers the unit, cover the IR sensor and move to the app. I'd recommend this for anyone who wants a clean, modern fireplace look with real convenience. If you like the idea of quick heat for a medium room, no venting, and voice control, it checks all the boxes. If you need to heat a big open-plan space, or you can't make room for the extra depth in a wall, it might not be the right fit. In conclusion, the Forte 40 brings a believable flame, flexible styling, and simple smart control in a size that works where wider units won't. The install took some planning, but once it was in, it became one of those upgrades I use every single day. The ambiance is legit, the thermostat makes it practical, and the look raises the room without taking it over. I will leave all the information about the Touchstone Smart Electric Fireplace, the Forte 40, recessed mounted, in the comments. I hope to see you again in the following videos.